So what's really good, you know what I mean? Thank y'all for tuning in to my channel. I know it's been a minute. That's like a mantra that I've been really saying a lot lately because, yeah, I'm not really making videos on the regular. And the reason being is, hey, I'm detached from, social media and always being available. Like I said on one of my other previous uploads, I'd rather be a ghost. In a time where everything is kind of going haywire, it's necessary for me, at least, to make sure that I'm always plugging away at what I want to accomplish in life. So I don't mind being off the scene, and just know that if you don't see an upload from me, over a 3 week, 4 week period, it's only because I'm moving in the shadows to really reach all of my aims. So, without further ado, I got a fitting topic that I was actually marinating on earlier today, which is Carpe Diem. All right, Carpe Diem. So, if y'all have ever heard that before, um, it basically means to live in the moment and make the best of the current time that you're in. You know what I mean? It basically means to maximize the now. And Eckhart Tolle made a book called The Power of Now. And like, I really want to talk about that book, as well as Carpe Diem, because you guys have all seen it. Like, we're in a time where there's a lot of stuff that can distract you from your higher purpose. This is just a fact. You have your phone is constantly tailoring itself to capture more of your attention, right? Whether it be Facebook, and just a minute ago you were having a conversation about an old school car that you want to restore, and now you look on Facebook ads, and then there's all of these different sites trying to let you know about the parts that you could order for said car. Or you over here having a discussion with your buddy about a pair of shoes that you like, and then next thing you know, you open up Google, and on the first page there's something floating about a website that you could access in order to get those shoes. So it's like everything right now is totally connected, and that's a good thing because it makes things fast. You have accessibility to so many different interests that you may have, but the bad thing is there is this, how would I explain, like it's a weird vibe about the current times we're in, because there's always something sucking you outside of yourself, and old mantras like Carpe Diem seem to get lost in the translation of the current times. So you find your mind racing, always thinking about the future, or you find yourself thinking about the past when you like maybe enjoyed certain things, or you connected with certain people. But the current time is the most powerful, and it's the only time that truly exists. The past has already happened. There's nothing you could ever do to change it. The start of my video, for example, is in the past. The thing I just said right now is in the past. So time is like a continuum of events, and there's nothing new under the sun. It's only what you do. It's never what you do. It's how it's done. Also, when you think about the future, it's something that is ongoing, and there's nothing I can really do to predict the foreseeable future. Let's say 2 weeks, 3 weeks away from now. The only thing we can do is in the current time, identify patterns that are likely to happen in the future. But for all we know, it's still a mystery. So what is the only time that actually exists? It's this current moment where I'm making this video. It's the current moment that you're sitting here watching it. You see what I mean? So I basically want everybody who's tuning into my channel to understand, first of all, that everything I'm talking about has to do with self improvement, development. You taking steps to, let's say, level yourself up and one day be a better version of who you are right now. And it's an ongoing thing. But secondly, like when it comes down to Carpe Diem, like I want y'all to take advantage of the current moment to do whatever it is that you're wanting to accomplish. There's some reason why you might be procrastinating. We all have different strengths and weaknesses. We all have things that maybe another person in my position would have already accomplished. But for me, it's like an eternal battle to motivate myself to go after something that I know I need to do, that I maybe been putting off for a long time. But like F all of that, to be honest. Sometimes you gotta pull yourself up by your own bootstraps and just take advantage of the current moment to make things happen. You know what I mean? Like, case in point, I was having a discussion with somebody about my schedule. All right, so I work like a really weird shift. It's basically 4 in the morning until like 12 in the afternoon, right? So basically, I'm getting up and getting my day started at a time where most people are deep into their sleep, and then I'm getting off at a time where most people are shooting to go get lunch or they're in traffic to go take care of some business. I'm heading home and I'm actually tired, right? So I was talking with this individual about like my discipline, which they were giving me credit like, yo, how is it that you're able to structure yourself where you're still getting everything done, but you were working such a crazy schedule? You know, because I explained to the individual that I leave for work at like 2:30, but every day I wake up about 12:40. So the question was, why do you wake up so early? And I said, yeah, just like on all my other previous videos, like I actually hit the gym and work out. Um, start out doing yoga, then I work out, shower, change, grab my fruit, and then I head out the door. And I basically have like a very structured routine that I'm using to maximize the now. Anytime I'm at work, I'm thinking about, yo, what am I doing in this current moment? Is there something I could do to, make the mission a little bit more streamlined? Is there something I could be learning? Is there a task that's on a personal level that I need to tie off? Is there an appointment I need to make? I'm constantly asking myself in the current moment, what can you be doing to level up, right? So this individual was basically giving me the credit, like, yo, that's pretty dope. Um, but what was saying about like how it's hard for him to actually do the same thing. And I was thinking to myself, like, yo, it's hard for everybody. You understand? Like, it's hard for everybody. I look at people like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, right? And like Kobe would never even think about Michael Jordan if Michael Jordan didn't think heavy about being the best. Almost having like a psychotic obsession about pushing himself to his own personal limits to revolutionize the game of basketball as we see it now. But like it's not easy for him to get up and do those 3 o'clock in the morning workouts when practice maybe starts at 7 or 8. It's not easy for Kobe to, know that a game is coming up, go to every single practice, do extra workouts, and then on top of that, before the game, have a ritual where he's putting up like 800 shots on whatever court he knows he's gonna play on. Like that's something that's very commendable. All right, and it's also something that will motivate and inspire you if you hone in on that energy in yourself and stop making excuses. Maximize your time. Carpe diem. Get in the moment and actually think about the greatest people on earth who ever achieved something, let's say, significant in their field. It wasn't fun, right? It wasn't easy, but somehow it's still doable. And every human that you see around that's accomplishing major things, you have to understand that they also have the same inner pig that's trying to tell them to be lazy. They have that same feeling when it's time to wake up that's telling them, man, it's so comfortable, it's so warm in this bed, just hit snooze and get 10 more minutes. Like we all have that same little ghost that's trying to haunt us and make us go with our lower nature opposed to the higher. You know what I mean? But like I challenge you to punch him in his face. Punch him in his face and actually just go after what you know you need to do. It happened to me the other day. So I told you my habit is actually to wake up, hit the gym, and then I go to work. And I'll tell you, that gives me like such a big gusto when I'm at work. I feel like my body is layered in Teflon and I'm ready to get to the task at hand. Like I have an extra kick of energy. I'm moving more efficiently. I'm more flexible since I already did yoga in the morning. You know what I mean? And I feel wide awake at work. Like my energy level is up and I'm ready to just crush whatever comes my way. But, there was one day where, of course, my wife came to visit me. We were over here chilling and I'm comfortable in the bed, and I let that comfort keep me in the bed, right? And of course, it's still a nice thing because, my wife's not always here. So when she is here, it would be in a normal person's mind, yo, I'm not going to work out. I'm just going to spend more time with my wife, or I'm going to change my schedule, or I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. But me, I was basically sticking to my routine. Neither here nor there, but on this particular day, I decided not to wake up at my allotted time, and I used that to actually just lay and cuddle with my wife. You know what I mean? Dog, when I tell you, like, that day was the most heavy day that I experienced since I've been working. Like, it was hard, man. It was hard. I ain't gonna front. Like, it's not her fault or anything, but I'm just saying, like, first of all, my time dragged. I was so tired, right? Then on top of that, I got hit with a lot of different things to do on that particular day. And I managed to pull through, but I just found myself yawning a lot, feeling real like I wasn't up to par. You know, out of my normal 100% where I come ready to just crush whatever's in front of me, like I was dragging that, 50%. Then I hit 60, 70 as the day goes on, but I had like a light headache. Like everything just felt like it was off. And of course, we all have those type of days. But going back to Carpe Diem, that's normally the mantra that I'm waking up with when I basically trick myself into doing things that I know I don't feel like doing. You know what I mean? It's an eternal battle for you to beat the laziness that is always making you want to chill, relax, opposed to doing some hard work or studying or, you know, scheduling and going to that appointment that you know you need to do or cleaning up the basement like you've been postponing for 8 months. We all have different things that are keeping us running in circles, so to speak. But Carpe Diem is the mantra I want you to keep at the forefront of your brain when you're starting to procrastinate, right? There's one day where all of us are going to be up out of here. There's nothing that any human can do to avoid that inevitable fate, right? But what you do have the power to do is focus on the now and attack it with all the gusto that you have so that honestly, you not only achieve more, you also are going to feel good in your own spirit knowing that you're taking advantage of every day that you are alive. Not to mention you might inspire many people along your way, right? The world needs more people who are self-actualizing, who are headed towards some type of goal that they've deemed necessary for them to reach. You know, we're in a time of everyone being distracted, being pulled into their lower nature, fighting addictions. Like, there are all different types of demons around trying to latch onto your spirit, latch onto your aura, and pull you in a different direction opposed to your higher self. And I feel like, by you having in your head Carpe Diem and understanding, the only time that really truly exists is now, right? Keeping that at the forefront of your brain and acting in accordance with it, man, like you're gonna blaze a trail, and it's really needed in today's time, especially if you're a young man watching my channel. Like everything in the whole society is kind of watering down masculinity. We come from ancestors that literally toiled fields in 90-degree weather in order to have their own farm at their house, and that was what they used for sustenance. They didn't have a app where they could just call and tell the driver, I'm here right now. Oh, okay, yeah, bring ranch, bring blue cheese or whatever. Like, everything was hard labor. Women didn't have it easy earlier. I mean, they had it easy in the fact that they dominated the home work, but that home work that they did was not easy without washing machines, without dishwashers, there was a time when there was no refrigerators, you know what I mean? Like, humans that come from before us, they set such a high precedent if you look at how far we've come. Like, think of the men that you see now versus the men back in, 1,000 years ago who literally rode horseback, you know what I mean? Who knew how to shoot something with a bow and arrow, who knew how to, like, literally conquer nature, go out and hunt, fight with swords and spears and stuff like this. Like, look how soft we are in today's world, and it's nothing against the current time. It's just to acknowledge that we have gotten soft. You see what I'm saying? So by understanding Carpe Diem and then attacking even parts of your physical fitness, knowing that, hey, it's a comfortable world I live in. I live a sedentary life. I go to an office. I get in the car. I'm turning on AC. Where is your suffering though? You know what I mean? That's what makes you, particularly as a man, that's what makes you strong and callous and able to conquer life's challenges with more gusto in your chest. Is by going through what I call intentional suffering. You know what I mean? Before I made this video, it's become my habit ever since like literally I would say 2018, that whenever I take a shower, I have intentional suffering incorporated in by making the shower water normal temperature, feeling good at first, like, man, I like this water. But then, like, the last half of my shower is ice cold. So, I mean, that's doing wonders for me. I've said that in other videos, but it's doing wonders for me, not only for my skin, you know what I mean, my testosterone, my immunity, uh, immune system, so to speak, but also for the mentality. You know what I mean? Taking you know how it is when you get in a shower, it's already cold. Then you now make it hot, and then you make it ice cold. Like, that's very uncomfortable. But doing something like that, it just layers you with Teflon. It makes you feel like you're more invincible than you would be without that technique. You know what I mean? Going out, working out 3 times a week, staying on that quota. I'm paying it forward, right? With the habits that I incorporate now. And I understand that now is the only true time. You know, I'm benefiting now from decisions that I made back then, which was the now that I existed in back then, where I decided, hey, I want to achieve this goal. Now I'm reaping the reward from that, and then I'm already doing the same thing for my future self. You see what I'm saying? So just understand that seizing the day and taking advantage of the current time will always set you up for success. You know, Carpe Diem. So I want everybody to be a champion. Do your best. Get out there and align yourself with your higher self. It's the only true fight that's worth, like, really, really going to war about. Is the internal battle with your higher self versus your lower self. And I challenge all of y'all to get in tune with the former. All right. So Carpe Diem.